fellow riblets. It's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. How we doing today? Uh, so you guys saw Mitch, and I'm guessing some of you guys saw Kilts today. So pretty good, right? So I had a pretty interesting evening last night. I think I mentioned that the reason why I was stopping the coffee was because it was giving me stomach issues, making me use the porcelain throne a little too much. I know already we're talking about toilet talk, and unfortunately, it still hasn't gone away. Matter of fact, I very unexpectedly had to wake up really early in the morning because I had to use the bathroom. Luckily, I made it, but I had some issues. So I think it might be something other than the coffee. I'm gonna still stay off. I think I'm gonna still stay off the coffee for just a little bit longer, just in case. But actually, I'm thinking it might be the excess butter that I'm eating. So I think I'm going to cut down, for a short while, cut out the butter and just have my fats in other ways. So um, I know, pretty interesting conversation in the beginning, but that's what we're here for, right? So that's why they call it chewing the fat. So I'm going to put the link in if anybody wants to come on. If anybody doesn't, that's fine too. So far, I have about 8 people viewing this, and I see 3 of my favorite people: Terry Sue, Sandy, and Bacon Baby. So, if anybody else is watching this and wants to come on and say hello, you're more than welcome, as always. Now, I'll probably put this in the chats a few more times. I did put the buy me a coffee link, but I'm only going to do that probably once, twice if requested. I didn't realize Lewis was here. Oh, hey, Lewis, how you doing? That's cool that you're at your desk today. And Teresa, Terry B, pretty cool. So, but actually, with that being said, I just finished my last bit of eggs, and I also, I still have bacon. So um, I think I'm going to do like I told you, Lewis. I think I might do the lion diet in July when I can get more stuff. Um, yeah, that sounds pretty. Oh yeah, you did say that you were going to do the Korean barbecue, so that sounds good. Let us know how it turns out and stuff if you haven't been to it before. I never have, so you know. But I am thinking, just like Lewis, I'm thinking in July to actually do the lion diet. But I kind of want to do it without having to do just burgers, so I just want to be able to invest a little bit more into the steaks and stuff. So I'm blown away by that, Sandy. I'm blown away. I noticed too, like yesterday, when that happened, that Lewis had left the screen, and so I thought maybe I blew him away, literally. But I don't know. Lewis, you can tell me if I did or didn't. And that was, just so you guys know, that was totally, um, totally unintentional. It was not on purpose. I promise you that. I did all the precautions and I forgot to mute. I'm sure it was. I made Mitch laugh. That was definite. Oh, I don't want you guys to hear me coughing. I cough a lot. Uh, I have for years. I mean, it's, believe it or not, my issue, my coughing issue, is a lot better than it was like 3, 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Terry. So I guess maybe don't look at me. This is pretty cool. So I wonder if anybody's going to actually email Mitch to be on a show on Sunday. I don't know. That is true, Sandy. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Uh, my apartment has an intercom system, and somebody was buzzing. Like they couldn't get in. I guess the buzzer didn't. I guess the buzzer didn't work. Wasn't working. So my roommate took care of it, but um, you know, sometimes you still have to make sure and everything. Excuse me. So, does anybody have plans for the weekend? I know Lewis is going to the Korean buffet, to the Korean barbecue. But any other plans for the weekend? Uh, well, he's my neighbor, but I didn't buzz him in. My roommate did. Okay, well, I mean that's sort of a plan in itself to do, not to do anything, right, Sandy? Just to stay home and relax. So yeah, it's pretty nice here too. After this, I'll probably go outside for a little bit if I can. Um, still having some stomach issues, unfortunately, but which is why I'm now doing a third thing. I'm abstaining the butter, just for a little while, because I hear a lot of things about butter being a problem, even when it is cold. That's, I mean, you're retired and you deserve, you probably did good most all your life, right? Okay. Yeah, and I think don't they have it? Don't they have the carnivore option too, Terry Sue? At least that's what they say on the videos. Yeah, that come up. Those commercials that come up on YouTube and stuff. I was actually thinking of looking into them for my mostly for my roommate though. So, with him doing his own food now for cost, I thought it would be actually pretty cool to. It'd be easier, and he could actually do his own. It'd be like all individual meals, but I need to see how much they cost and everything like that. I think it'd be a lot healthier than Hungry Man TV dinners. Well, you can still cook a big meal, Sandy. You just have to have it last a long time and make sure you can do reuse it again. I've done that before. I'd cook like a big roast, and I'd have it for like 4 or 5 days. Just break it up or whatever you need to do. You know. Hey, Alyssa, how you doing? So got one of the SPG celebrities here, Miss Alyssa, Coach Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa, for coming and saying hello. Appreciate it. So I hope everybody's doing good today, and I will keep on saying that because that is always what I hope. I hope everybody is doing good today. Steak and butter gang, bacon baby. I wanna try to make it for open chat. It's 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, Alyssa, I should actually make it because I'm not working tomorrow morning. So movie goats is at 5 p.m. for. I thought you were doing a live tomorrow too. Or are you talking about something else, Bacon Baby? Oh. Alyssa, are you still okay with coming on my show on in July? Well, Terry Stu, lucky for me, I have caller ID, so if they are calling me, I'll know who they are. I won't answer the phone. It's an invention that was made like about 10 years, 10, 20 years ago. I know who you are. Yeah, sure. I will do that um, later on. I'll do it like on one of the private messages in SPG because I don't think I have your email, so I'll do it on that. All right, Melissa. Yeah, I usually do it like I usually do the interviews or your storytelling 2 Wednesdays each month. So I already filled up June, so I have like both times in July. So I'll give you both dates, and you can just tell me which one's best for you. And I can rearrange the time slot. So and if things change, I'll let you know. I'm sure the ants are carnivore. Um, yeah, yeah, that's what the notification said. Bacon Baby. But for me, I forgot that you're a little further out. So for me, it's at 2 p.m. I'll double check. It's I think actually for me I think it's 3 p.m. For her it's 2 p.m. because she's an hour earlier than I am. All right, see you, Alyssa. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're awesome too, Alyssa. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Every once in a while you get, you know, the other day I had Mitch. We had Bob. Retired Bob. I had Carnivore Talk Bob. I mean, a lot of people come on and say hello. That's pretty cool. Um, Not much, Bacon Baby. I'm working on Sunday, but other than that, just my normal walks and talks, and you know, just different things. Ooh, that sounds good. And 1.5-inch porterhouse steak. That sounds really good. So do any of us think that Rick is going to have iguana or duck for his birthday? Um, I mean, Dave Mack is more than welcome to come on here, but I really, other than the interview, I really don't talk to Dave Mack that much. So, um, just like anybody, big or small, is allowed to come on here. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's a pretty good border house and everything. Sounds really good. And yeah, I don't really. I think you probably see more shows on Broadway than I do, Lewis. I think, yeah, I've only been to one Broadway show, and that was Wicked. Because actually, my former boss actually bought me tickets for Wicked, 2 tickets for Wicked for my birthday, which was a pretty nice gift for a boss to give his employee. And he also gave me an extra $500 to spend for dinners and stuff like that. So, mm. So, like I was saying earlier on, I am. I think I think I mentioned it to you, Lewis, already, but I'm going to, because of having some stomach issues last night, and it's still kind of occurring, and the coffee has been gone for 3 days, so my issue should have kind of been subsided if that was the case, in my opinion. Um, yes, the Tuxedo Suit Place. That's the boss that bought me the tickets. Uh, so I'm actually, I think, like, I finished up the eggs in my apartment. I mean, there are eggs, but they're for my roommate. They're not mine. So, because he bought them himself, so I'm not going to take any of the eggs. But and I'm sure he'd let me have some. I'm not going to do that. So, uh, once the bacon's gone, unless I change it up a little bit and do Lion Diet plus bacon, I don't know. What do you guys think? I have about like 15 bags of like 6 strips of bacon each, so I could probably, if I do them every day, I could probably use them up pretty quickly. So, because I break it up, I don't have them every day, and he has his sausage as well. No. The only medication I take is the insulin. Technically, I'm off all other medications. No, I'm thinking it might be. So I heard a few people say how butter, cold or hot, can actually, because like once it hits your mouth, it starts the melting process and becomes, So I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So I'm thinking that it might be it might be the butter, because I eat a lot of it. I have a because I just wanted to get results, So, and sorry, I had a little bit of like right here in the throat. Um, I pretty much like every time I have a meal, if I have my burgers, if I have the steak, I would take a whole stick of butter and I would just chop it up, and I would take a whole stick of butter and and I would also like, use ghee if I had it, or bacon grease and stuff, and I'll probably still, but I heard a lot of things about butter is a thing that can actually loosen the stools a little bit. And even Papa Carnivore said that, like, to cut back the fat. So I'll probably cut out the butter, and I'll just use either ghee or tallow or bacon grease, and you know, but I'm thinking strongly of like, even just doing the Lion diet, and I won't wait until July because that way I'll probably be pretty much Lion now. It's going to be pretty much like Lion plus bacon, and everything. But I'm debating on whether to still stay off of coffee, and and all these things. So, I mean, if you guys have any thought processes, that's, me. I'm always willing to listen. What path I take is up to me, just like any of us. And but I'm always open to ideas or to thoughts. That is true, Terrasu. So, I mean, that being said, that actually shows that, yeah, the butter can probably melt pretty quickly and becomes rendered inside our stomachs, is kind of the connection I get right now. So, maybe it could be the butter. I mean, that's a lot of butter if you think about it. It's pretty much, at the very minimum, 2 sticks a day. Um, Mostly, uh, usually 3 sticks. Sometimes it's even 4 sticks, because sometimes I will have it by itself at night when I have like a craving. I'll take a stick of butter. So, and it's kind of funny because I was, before I even thought of doing Lion, and it's Lewis that actually kind of made me think of doing it. So thank you, Lewis, for that. But it's funny. I was originally going to do another priming for the month of July, and as you guys know, priming is like where in the beginning you eat more food. You have like 3 meals plus 3 snacks and everything. But the thing is, if I went Lion, usually my snacks were like pork, like some pork rinds with some like sour cream or something like that, and it wouldn't be. Yeah, I drink a lot of water, bacon baby. Um, my, I wouldn't. I don't know what my snacks would be, so I'm thinking if I do Lion Diet, that's another reason why, because I want to be able to get all that extra meat. I'm thinking if I do Lion Diet, I can get like some like roasts, some lamb, some steaks, and like literally put in an extra a couple $100 for all this stuff. But then I could use my burgers as my snacking. Instead of doing like 4 burgers for a meal, I just do like 1 or 2 burgers for a snack, and make like cold burger cookies, for my snacking. So it'd always be lion connected. So I thought that would be pretty cool, and I'd get my nutrients up in my body, and then start doing the fasting and all that stuff, and do lion. But I mean, like Lewis, like you said, I mean, your blood sugars, you would have had to fast a long time before, with the results, like the equal results of the lion diet. So yeah, and wouldn't drinking more water actually make me have to go to the bathroom more? No? Yes? I drink plenty of water. I pretty much drink when I'm thirsty, but if but if it makes you go more, that's not my problem. I'm going way too for a carnivore. I'm going way too much. I'm going every day, like about 4 or 5 times a day. So I don't think it's really a lack of water issue, but I think I really do. Like at first, I thought it was the cheese. The cheese, I didn't really think it was the cheese, but or the dairy, because um, yeah, I mean that's normally. I mean, I do it like I do it proper carnivore style. I just put the cold butter with the steak or the burger and have it. But I think starting now, I'm going to just abstain from the butter, and use other ways of getting the extra fat in. Yeah, like I said, like right now I have ghee at the house and I have bacon grease, so I'll probably just use that. Um, and everything. Hello, retired Rick. How you doing? Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I stopped the dairy because I just wanted to see if it was affecting anything. And plus two, I wanted to see if that was actually a culprit of the higher blood sugars I was getting. Right now, my blood sugar is at 114, which is a little higher than I'd like it to be. I like it to be in the double digits, not the triple digits. Um, but it's better than it was. Um, and then I got rid of the coffee because every single time I was having coffee, I would have to go upstairs to the bathroom. So it's sort of like correlation, like I said before. Like I wasn't sure if it was causation, but I just got rid of it to see. And but unfortunately, my issue did not stop. My issue still stayed. Um, and you know, and I just basically, yeah. I mean, that's amazing, Lewis. You know, and and I know, retired Rick, that 114 isn't high. I get that, but for me, with my goals and everything like that, I just I'd rather have it lower. Yeah, 99 is good. I mean, I've had low blood sugars before, or lower blood sugars before. Yeah, I don't know much about ketones, Lewis. I never. Well, no, that's not true. I did have a ketone strip stick, like the one that you do the blood, but for some reason, I don't know. I just didn't keep up with it. So I guess I just didn't want to spend the money on doing ketone strips. I think the reason why I didn't want to do it is if I had a hard time finding out that it was not ketosis, then I just would get all frustrated and everything like that. So yeah, and thank you for that, Lewis. I'm not going to bother with it. It's probably why I didn't do it. Why I didn't stay with it in the first place. Yeah, I mean, I had higher blood sugars at first, but they are gone down quite a bit, Rick. So yeah, so I did the coffee thing, and for like 3 days ago, and I figured that my issues should. I'm not going to say that they should have gone away, but I'm thinking that they should have at least subsided. Is that a good word? Yeah, I'm thinking subsided, and they really haven't. And I just want to get this problem. I just want to get this issue solved, mostly before the trip, because I don't want to be going to Boston and having to get up every like all the time, and and everything, and it's just so I'm thinking I'm going to take the butter out. I just had a steak. I had some ghee on it. Like I rubbed the ghee. I put in the air fryer, and it came out pretty good. It was pretty tasty. The only problem with the steak though is they're not that big, so I definitely will need another meal. Um, with it. So I had that today, and I'll probably have after this. I'll probably have some burgers that I already pulled out, and I cook them and just cook them and put some salt on them, and that's it. Uh, they already have their own fat, so and yeah, I know they have rendered fat, and rendered fat can be bad too, but. I wasn't doing too bad with, it wasn't like this problem didn't really start until in retrospect, until I increased the butter intake. So, I mean, I was doing like about a half a stick, and I was okay with that, and the burger's fully done. So I'm thinking I'll just take the butter out all together and then slowly add it back in if I desire, if that's my desire. And I do have 4 boxes of butter. No, actually more than that. Again, at Walmart, I have 4 packs of 2 boxes of butter. So I have got quite a bit of butter. So I definitely will. I don't want to waste my money. So I definitely will go back to the butter eventually. But they should be okay for a while in the freezer and stuff. I got that big freezer box. I have them in. So I mean, I think the average um, for a 5.4 blood sugar is like 108 or something like that. So as long as I stay within that range, then I will eventually be at the 5.4. But obviously, if I can do lower than 5.4, that would be fine with me too. Like I've been saying, I'm like, 5.4 is my hope, is my goal. But if I go past that goal, then I'm good. So, back up a little bit so you guys can see most of my face. So it's pretty quiet. I'm not really sure what to talk about. um, about 8 people in the viewing, and probably about 8 people in the chats too. So it's probably equal. It was pretty good. Remember, tomorrow and Sunday I will not be on because I'm not usually on for those 2 days. Yeah, he's chasing birthday iguanas, and he has a great big like lobster bib on because he already has his knife and fork ready, and he's going to eat them right on the spot. Actually, no, he'll make it heart attack style. But he'll do that to give the iguana the heart attack, and he'll do it again. That was a joke, in case no one knew. So, like I said, after this, I'll probably actually, if I can, I'll probably go for a walk around the track. Uh, I don't know if I'm going to rock it or not. Maybe I will. I don't know, but um, maybe do another video. Put my selfie stick and use my phone. And do maybe another video. Um, I'm not really sure what to talk about though, to be honest with you. You guys know so much about me already. And ladies, it's not all women today. We got 2 other guys on. When do they usually come around, Terry Sue? So Terry Sue just said that she rearranged her hummingbird feeders, but she hasn't seen them yet, and it's mid-June. That I guess that's untypical. So It's it's intimate, Thomas. Now we know how blowing your nose sounds. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so they're a month behind. That is weird. Why do you, does anybody or you have any idea what you think we are having less of those animals? Like, what do you think is causing it? Do you think it could be climate? Do you think it could be, just trying to bring up the chat a little bit? I'm sure I will. Hey, Aaron, how we doing? You're always a welcome sight, Aaron. So, it's cool. I Oh, you think the pesticides are the cause of them not coming around? Okay, that makes sense. Here's a new person. No, I did not see this Ziploc bag lawsuit. Breakdancer Kiyoshi. But you gotta feed those chickens. You got a lot of chickens, so it's probably one day's worth. So everybody, welcome breakdancer Kiyoshi. Oh yeah, I mean I would assume to. Yeah, I could see that. I get. I guess that's because the chickens eat a lot, right? Right, Aaron? I'm just seeing everybody say hello to each other and everything. Uh, hmm. I do take the iodine, um, but I haven't in a while because I kind of ran out of it, and I just haven't been able. I've been putting my money towards other things, and I feel okay without it. Um, and then I have some elderberry tincture that was for when I was feeling like when I was really sick like a few weeks ago. But other than that, not really. No. Oh, excuse me. I mean, like I said, the only thing I really take is just the insulin, and then the Victoza, and I'm hoping to be off that sometime very soon. Okay. Yeah, I used to take. I was very low in potassium a long while back, like a few years, and you should see potassium pills. They're like horse pills, literally. Like even the horse would be like, "Damn, this is a big." So, so is that do any of you other guys take supplements? So I think I might end this soon. Um, I did have a lot of fun today. Um, People know I'm carnivore. Yeah. I do keep it quiet to some people still, but for the most part, they know. And if they don't understand what it means, I don't go overboard in explaining it to them. But I mean, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, okay, but you still have these things and stuff like that," and it's just easier to be like, "Oh, yeah." So you know, but for the most part, they know. I say the words like I do carnivore and you know, and everything. Because they'll be like, oh, like, what was I? My one boss was like, he saw me at a pizza place the other day, and he's like, all I had was the roast beef. He's like, what was that on your plate? Like, what were you having? I'm like, it's what I do. It's carnivore, and I don't eat. I eat mostly meat, or I eat meat, And he just looked at me like, oh, okay, you know. See, you know what it is? You brought into fruition, Terry said. If you say about it, it'll come around. Oh, I still meet a lot of judging, Bacon Baby. I just, you know, I just look at how the carnivore diet has made me better. It's made me healthy. And you know what? I'm going to reverse that judgment onto them because here they're judging me and I'm doing better. Meanwhile, they're having all these issues that they complain about and they're not willing to even try it. If you're going to judge something, at least try it, you know? I mean, that's I eat low carbs and low carbs, you know? You just with the low carbs you have to be like really into legal documents and stuff like that in order to do that. Okay. Liquid electrolytes, iodine. Oh, and iodine. Okay, I didn't see the comment there. All right, that's cool. And so I have some iodine left. I'll probably have some later on. Just very low. Actually, I have a lot more than I think. So, but this is the iodine I take. I take the Lugol's iodine. So I don't know if any of them wanna sponsor me. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like I go to the pizza place, but most of the time I just do the roast beef. I was doing roast beef with cheese and stuff like that, but like as you guys know, I don't do dairy, so it's just roast beef now. I just do roast beef, and I do hot sauce to give it a little flavor, give it a little kick, so to speak. But if I do line diet, I probably would have to stop the hot sauce, which is fine. Yeah. Maybe what I'll do is if I eat there, maybe I'll just bring a small container of um, my smoked salt that I have. That I'm going to have to get a new one soon. I probably have enough for the rest of the month, so I probably can get it. But I'm a little, I am a little. You are powerful, Terry. Sue. You're very powerful. You have humming power, definitely. Um, you know, like I do feel a little weird though going to the coffee place now because I go there just for water, and I know it sounds weird, but I was going there for the coffee to give them some business, and they don't charge me for the water, which is nice, and which is what it's supposed to be. But at the same time, I feel weird because I'm like, it feels like now I'm not giving any, now I'm not helping, now I'm not like contributing to their business, to them. And yes, I know they're a cake place and everything like that, but they are business and they're very nice and they've supported me with what I'm doing, haven't given me a hard time, and I don't know, I gotta figure something out. I mean, maybe if I just go down there maybe I just do 1 cup a day, maybe I'll be okay. I don't know. Like I said, I don't. It doesn't look like I mean, it's only been 3 days, so I can't really determine. But yeah. So all right. So I'm gonna put out the link one more time. See if there's an unexpected person that pops up, and then I think I'm gonna um call it a day. And I won't be around until. I mean, I'll be around. Let's correct that saying. I'll be around. but I won't be doing any lives tomorrow or Sunday. Tomorrow is Rick's day. He does his minimum 5 hour lives, and Sunday is just a day for me to rest. And and there's a few lives. I mean, Mitch has his live, and then I think Kilt does a live on Sunday. So yeah, that's what I do too. I do the hot sauce, the usually the Franks. I like. I mean, it's one thing I mean, the hot sauce doesn't seem to bother me any. So, and we'll soon test it out. We'll find out on Monday how after 3 days I do without the butter, and see how that works. You know, right? It's an experiment. That's what this whole thing is. It's an experiment. You know. All right. Well, I had a good time. Well, I am a little tired for some reason. I don't know why, but I did have a good time, and I hope you guys all had a good time. And I hope that you guys will come in on Monday and see. Eventually, we will be changing things, but right now it's staying where it's at until I know for sure where things are going to be. That's kind of why I'm closing off a little early, Bacon Baby. It is kind of quiet, and um, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm not that huge yet to be excitable. So that's it's all good. So I thank you guys for coming. And hello, Lisa. How you doing? Um, and I hope that just seeing if there's any. I will see you guys later on. And just like always, this is Target Prime Rib. Over and out.